You had your chance, I gave you time. I played it soft, I crossed that line. But love ain't meant to chain me down. I found my strength when you weren't around. No more looking back, no more rewind. I lost enough, now I claim what's mine. I don't wait for you anymore. Close that chapter, slam the door. If you're not lifting me, oh wait, I won't carry. Freedom's calling and I'm gonna marry every wild piece of who I am. No more tears for a broken plan. I don't wait for you anymore. I've got wings and I'm ready to soar. You fed me silence, you played your part, but I won't beg for half a heart. I learned to love my own damn fight. Now I walk away with something higher. No more begging, no more blame. I rise untamed, I shed your name. I don't wait for you anymore. Close that chapter, slam the door. If you're not lifting me, oh wait, I won't carry. Freedom's calling and I'm gonna marry every wild piece of who I am. No more tears for a broken plan. I don't wait for you anymore. I've got wings and I'm ready to soar. Letting go is how I won. Now I dance under my own sun. You were a lesson, not my fate. Now I run free, now I create. I don't wait for you anymore. Close that chapter, slam the door. If you're not lifting me, oh wait, I won't carry. Freedom's calling and I'm gonna marry every wild piece of who I am. No more tears for a broken plan. I don't wait for you anymore. I've got wings and I'm ready to soar.
Hello and welcome to Podcast for Souls and our episode Sher, Intuitive Readings. I'm your host, Aaliyah, and curiously, Anna is also here with us. I am absolutely thrilled to be here with you today. Today we're diving deep with the incredible psychic and intuitive tarot reader, Sher herself. She's here to share her wisdom on spirituality on your spiritual journey. We'll be discussing her unique approach to collective and individual readings and how she uses her gifts to guide people through the complexities of life. Get ready for an insightful conversation that promises to illuminate your path.
Please give a warm welcome to Sher by hitting like button and share your comments. And Sher, could you take a moment to introduce yourself to our wonderful audience and share a little bit about who you are or anything else you'd like them to know?
Hi, I'm Sher. I am an intuitive reader, clairvoyant, and channel for source who allows me to help others align with their highest path. My life purpose is to share peace and love in the world and encourage others to do the same.
It's nice to meet you guys.
First question for Sher. What am I being called to release or heal to move forward on my spiritual journey? And what is the best way to approach this process?
Personally, first of all, I didn't even know I had a spiritual journey. My whole life, I thought I was just this good person living right. But what happened was I went through a life-changing circumstance. I think most of us that go on a spiritual journey have that happen. Okay. And basically, to start, you have to surrender everything. You have to just give it all to God, to conscience, to source, whatever you want to call it. And when you do that, to your higher power, when you do that, you get a peace about you that most people just don't even know exists, because you're not walking alone anymore. And you're I have a 24-hour direct connect tapped in thing, because it's there. Once it's there, it's not like you can put it back in the box. And just because the other thing I would tell you is, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And one of the things about that is putting away, when you surrender, you put away your expectations. You put away the need to know. You simply go with the flow of life. And when you're doing that, it honestly, it just flows. It's great.
What spiritual gifts or abilities are our audience meant to explore and develop at this time? And what guidance do we need to begin?
Funny, because you asked me this morning, or in your questions, like, what would you start with? And this is weird. This morning I was getting ready and I heard the word scrying. Now, scrying, I didn't even know it existed until one night I was accidentally channeling Archangel Michael. And it was the first night before I had a reading. And I got up and started writing things down. And when I lay back down, I heard, there, now you can rest. And so simply scrying is simply taking a notebook and a pen or a piece of paper. You can sit in a chair, you can sit anywhere you're comfortable, and then opening your mind and allowing yourself to simply be with no expectations or anything else. And when you hear the messages, write them down, because they're not just random words. They're actually messages that from the divine, from source. A lot of us so many times make that mistake of thinking, oh, it's nothing. When you hear that voice that says, go back and get your cell phone or call your mother or whatever it is, pay attention, because those are actually real messages from the universe. Also, when you're scrying, I like to have a glass of water nearby. I like to have a candle, and I like to have a quiet space. When I have the quiet space, what I do is I simply sit down somewhere where I'm comfortable, and I just ask if there are any messages, and then I'm open to receive them. And when you'll feel it, because when they first start happening, you'll be like, oh. So I actually just found this out by accident the other night. Somebody had booked a reading with me, and well, sometimes I get some really crazy questions. And I was talking to God, and I said, I don't have an answer, Lord. I mean, because I don't have any of the answers. I'm simply a vessel or a conduit that passes the message to whoever needs to hear it. And so when I ask, I said, I'm talking to God, I don't have an answer. Help me, please, because it was really a heartbreaking question. And I was laying in my bed already, because I really wasn't expecting anything. And all of a sudden, I just started writing. And when you start writing, when you're scrying, and I didn't mean to make this about scrying, but it's one of the tools you can use. There's like a deep knowing. You can feel it. And for me, my handwriting changes. It's like another person is writing for me. It's like taking over my body. But it's amazing, because I usually get I channel Archangel Michael, and I usually get 7 or 8 pages before I ever even meet the person for the reading. Last time I did a reading, the lady was like, we haven't even started and you have all this information. And I was like, not me. So and everybody has a direct connect with spirit. You simply have to remember to access it. And it can be something as simple as saying, I wonder what happened. And I did that one time, when in the very beginning, before I realized, whatever you think, whatever you put out there, like, I wonder what happened, you will get an answer. And that was one of my first psychic experiences. I was like, I wonder what happened. And immediately I saw an image of the person and everything that went with that vision. And I told the person that was involved, and they were like, no, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. So here I am, like, I'm freaking out because I see a picture of what happened. And then I'm freaking out because they're like, you're nuts, And they came home and they said, how did you know? And I'm like, I didn't know, but God knows. God knows everything. So all of us have the ability to connect to source, to spirit. You just simply have to open the doors. And I know I do tarot, but tarot is not, it's a tool. It's like everything else. It helps you get the job done, or for me, it simply opens the door. But honestly, most of my life, I've just had this ability to be able to channel messages from the Most High.
We're going to take a quick break, but before we go, here's our song, Let It Go, to keep your spirits high.
But your heart's still stuck in what you once knew. You gave your all, they gave you just enough. Wrapped in charm, but it wasn't real love. You saw the signs, but you stayed too long. You kept on hoping they'd prove you wrong. Now you're standing here trying to feel whole, but healing won't start till you let them go. You can't move forward holding on to the past. That shadow keeps love from finding you back. Let it go, let it burn, leave behind what you didn't deserve. Love don't live where peace won't grow. Set it free so your heart can know what it feels like to be truly seen, to be held, not hurt, to live the dream. You're not broken, you're just brand new. Let it go, so love can find you. You gave and gave till your soul ran dry. Now you see through every sweet talking lie. There's freedom in facing what you fear. You're clearing out space and the way is clear. That tug in your chest, it's your own voice, begging you now to make the right choice. This time you'll listen, this time you'll rise, with sharper vision and wiser eyes. Don't settle for silence when you need depth. Don't cling to a ghost when you've got breath. Let it go, let it burn, leave behind what you didn't deserve. Love don't live where peace won't grow. Set it free so your heart can know what it feels like to be truly seen, to be held, not hurt, to live the dream. You're not broken, you're just brand new. Let it go, so love can find you. Now you're building from the inside out. You know your worth, you faced your doubt. The right one won't dim your flame. They'll speak in truth, not twisted games. So if your gut says no, then trust that sound. If peace is lost, don't stick around. Healing starts when you choose you. The one you're waiting for is waiting too. Let it go, let it burn, leave behind what you didn't deserve. Love don't grow in a house of pain. Don't reopen that door again. What's ahead is pure and real, the kind of love that helps you heal. You're not broken, you're just brand new. Let it go, so love can find you. Let it go. Let it go. You're not alone.
We're back. Hope you enjoyed that beautiful song by Synthesized Souls, Let It Go, available on this channel.
When you're giving a tarot reading and speak about, quote, energy, unquote, how do you personally define or perceive that? And could you walk us through what you're doing or experiencing when you're connecting with that energy during a session?
Absolutely. First of all, when I call it energy, energy to me is that connection that you have with source, the divine, whatever. You don't get wrapped up in the words, okay? The omnipotent, the most high. Basically, we all have that direct connect, okay? The direct connect is there. Biblically, it says, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. And he doesn't. But the problem is with life and everything, we get busy and we forget about our direct connect, okay? Other things get in the way. So I call it direct connect. I call it, oh my goodness, what is it? I call it, let's see, tapped in, tuned in, and turned on is what I call it. But the thing is, when you're doing, and we're all energy, if you really pay attention, you can feel energy. I was somewhere the other night, and I don't usually feel this because the thing about my gift is I can share it with everybody else, but it's not for me. I get messages when it's about protection and stuff. And so it was so funny. I had a premonition, and I was at bingo, and I was joking around, and I said, oh, this card is going to win. And I put my lucky coin on it, and I could feel the energy of that shift, and it won. And I knew it because energy, it moves. You can feel it. If you're in a relationship, you can feel when the energy shifts. We're all interconnected. We're all vibrational beings, but it's up to us to decide, are we going to use this for good, or are we going to use it for bad? There's light and dark and everything. And the other thing I would say is when you get messages, when you are deeply connected, first of all, believe them. One of the first messages I ever got from Source when I kind of came out of the psychic closet was, do not doubt the message. Don't doubt it. Don't change it. Nothing. So whatever the message is what the message is. And there is also like a deep knowing that comes with this gift. When my mother was going to pass away, I was sitting on the couch in my living room, and I heard, it was like, you have 48 hours. And I sat up in the couch, and I said a cuss word because I knew, I had a very deep knowing that in 48 hours my mother would be gone, and she was. So messages are different, energy is different. I'm not sure what I should tell you about this, but also every time you get a message, every time you do anything, I realize I'm a weird combination, spiritual, Christian, and a tarot reader, but pray. God is your protection. Every reading I do, everything I do online, I pray. I ask for the right messages, the right time, the right places, the right people. And I ask for protection over the reading and for the person. Prayer is a very strong tool. And being open is probably one of the other things. Also, when you're getting messages, it feels very natural. I want to say it's like an organic process. You just know. And the other thing is, you should set the tone for it. When I do readings, or even online lives, I light a candle. I clear the energy in the air with Palo Santo or sage, sometimes both, if it's a really crazy energy. I pray. And the thing about it is it's sacred. These are sacred messages from the Most High, and they deserve to be treated with the utmost reverence. And I feel like if you're going to go on this journey, that these are very important things to remember. We all have the abilities, and I know some people would disagree with that, but if you open yourself as a vessel or a channel to connect with the divine, and you are truly trying to do it, it will happen. You just have to, you've got to be willing to put up with the answers, because sometimes the answers you get are not the answers you want. So that's kind of that. And pay attention to your dreams, pay attention to those random thoughts. For me, when I walk through a thrift store, I see all kinds of signs, and it'll be like, you're blessed, you're a child of God. It'll be like, oh, that's for me. Yeah. So, there are signs everywhere. Anyway, so that's kind of what I have in that category. I hope that helps.
Sher, as a tarot reader, you must get a wide array of questions about relationships. Could you tell us a bit about some of the most common or interesting relationship questions that people bring to you? And, on a lighter note, without revealing any names or identifying details, has there ever been a particularly surprising or genuinely funny moment from one of your personal readings that stands out in your memory?
I'm rereading it. Okay. A lot of people ask me about relationship questions. And here's my thing. As a reader, I post on my lives, please, Sher does not answer questions about other people's feelings. And I understand the need or the process of wanting to know that. But with relationship questions, I'll be honest, I usually ask them or turn it back around. What about you? How do you feel about this person? Are you tapped into this person? So many times in our life that we want to make that other person happy. And we have to be happy with ourselves first before we can have that perfect, wonderful, iconic relationship where we ride off into the sunset. And, that doesn't always happen. Recently, I was out talking to somebody, and they said, I can't remember what they said. And I said, well, because time changes things. I said, in 2 weeks, you're not going to be the same person I thought I knew. And that is true. Anyway, I got sidetracked. Messages from people, strange messages. I had a lady, and I was sick for a long time, and she took care of me. And I was in the car with her, and she said, I said to her, I said, hey, Elle, I said, one of your customers is really mad at you about popsicles. And she looked at me like I was crazy, which I understood. And I said, you need to really fix this. I said, it's a really big deal for this person. We're talking about popsicles. And then I said, and by the way, I think you're looking for other jobs, and I know you're going to leave me soon. And yes, all those things happen. She came to me next week and she said, you're not going to believe this, but that person that you told me about, they were so mad at me because I keep getting them diet popsicles. Okay, so that was like the first thing. And then the second thing was like, and I got a new job. So I was like, okay. So that was kind of a funny story. Plus, a lot of times in the readings, I feel like I get a lot of questions about people that have passed away. And most of the time when people ask me these questions, I'm like, I don't know, because I am a reader. I am intuitive. I've been blessed with the God's gift God's given me, but I never know what's going to come out. And occasionally somebody will ask me a question, and I'll be like, I don't even think you can get an answer on that question. And I'll be darned, you do. You get an answer. God, in his infinite wisdom, source, the divine, whatever you want to call it, will give you an answer. Also, another time I was in a bar, and God said, "Go talk to this person." I was like, "No." I've been told not to fight with him, but I was like, "No, no, I'm not going to go talk to them. They'll think I'm crazy. But the thing about being in an awakened state is that little voice that says, go talk to them, does not leave you alone at all. And it will stay there, I promise you. So I go and talk to the guy, and he's like, how'd you know? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, how did you know? And I'm like, God. And he's like, no, for real, how did you know? And I'm like, God. And finally, it was so funny. God came back and said, don't you think, which is with as much time as you spend in a bar, that I would not approach you with a female in a bar? And this person just started bursting out laughing. So it was apparently it was pretty true. And so there's always interesting experiences. And when you like when you I tell people, they're like, what do you do? And I'm like, I work for God. And they're like, no, really, what are you doing? I'm like, no, really, I work for God. So there are always interesting experiences when you're working with the divine. And I would tell you that it's prayer, guys. I pray before all the readings, and I channel that God gives me the right answers for you. Do I have the right answers as a person? Absolutely not. Do I have a direct connect that gives me answers to the Most High? Yes. And it makes for a very interesting life. But the thing about it is we all have the direct connects. We just have to open up to that. And also, I'm a 60-year-old content creator on YouTube. How did I get here? I got here because God said, build a.com. And I was like, okay. And then he said, build a YouTube channel. And I was like, okay. And then he said, go live. And I was like, no. So when you think, and I was thinking about this before this podcast today, when you think that you have everything under control, first of all, I should just never think you have everything under control, because the divine can just wave their hand and it won't be. But that's when you should really not think that, basically, because life has a way of changing things. God, the universe, all of these things, they change. I also tell people, never base your relationship on a tarot card reading. Just because I read something, we all have free will, and life changes and things change. So this is not a journey that I would say that you could just write a whole bunch of steadfast rules. There's not. We all have different paths that we're on. God talks to us all in different ways. What God may tell you may not be what God tells me. And so you have to be open. It is sacred. It is a blessing. But also, to whom much is given, much is required. Something to think about. But so that's how I connect. And I truly hope I change the world for the better. I hope I help somebody. For me personally, it's a great journey because there's a lot of satisfaction in just, sharing peace and love and making the world a better place. So that's me. All right.
Listeners, if Sher's insights resonated with you, please like this episode, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to Podcast for Souls for more empowering conversations. And don't forget to visit Sher's YouTube channel for even more guidance and wisdom. You can find the link in our show note. That was incredible. I'm still buzzing from that interview with Sher.
Me too. Her energy is just so calming and insightful. I feel like she really saw into things.
Absolutely. I loved how she talked about the energy feeling, that moment when you know your soulmate is near. It just resonated so deeply.
I know, right? It made me feel so hopeful about my own journey. I've been so focused on the past, but listening to her talk about divine timing and trusting the process, it was exactly what I needed to hear.
It's amazing how a conversation can shift your perspective like that. She is such a gift.
She really does. I'm so glad we got to have her as our first guest on the podcast. I think our audience is going to love this episode. Sher is a truly gifted intuitive reader with a smile that brightens your day and a personality that sparkles with positive energy.
And talking about your quote unquote soulmate, Cher shared with me that she saw you on her shower the other night. That's so hilarious. What are you doing in her shower?
Come on, Anna. Seriously? I don't know how my energy went into her shower, but the message you told me she told. Forget the past? Let go of my past? She can feel that?
Seriously, Aaliyah, time to forget about your ex-girlfriend. She has moved on. She has a girlfriend and a new life, and you need to do the same. Besides, your true soulmate is just around the corner. You just need to align for that divine timing moment. It could happen any minute now.
Well, you know, I am manifesting my soulmate, and each time I ask the tarot cards, she is there, waiting for me, like she is trying to tell me, hurry up. I am waiting here for you.
Exactly. You wasted too many years waiting on your ex. I wonder how many months or years that soulmate is waiting for you. We discovered now she potentially is living in Europe. What's going to happen now? Are you moving back to Europe? I hope it is not another Amsterdam Central crush fated meeting.
That's not funny, Anna. I definitely do not need another karmic soulmate in my life after what the last one put me through.
Well, you have grown. You are in the glow up phase, and you never know. That soulmate is already watching online as we speak, waiting for the right moment to contact you.
Indeed, but let's continue this conversation about soulmates and twin flames when we speak with our next guest. Before we go, I want to take a moment to tell you about something truly special. My new novel, She Loved Me Wrong, is out now. This isn't just a book, it's an immersive experience. I've included original lyrics and music directly into the story, designed to let you lose yourself in the narrative as if you're living it yourself.
You can grab your copy today on Amazon and directly from Aaliyah's website. Dive in and let the story and the music sweep you away. Also, for those of you who appreciate the unique sounds you've heard, the music project Synthesized Souls was created this year. If our work resonates with you and you'd like to support future creative endeavors, we welcome donations.
Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate your continued support.
We leave you with Synthesized Souls, Sexy Back, a favorite Sher song.
It all started with, I'm bringing sexy back. I don't think I should be allowed to do that.
I was off the grid, healing in the dark. Built a new heart out of broken parts. You thought I'd stay down, fade to black. But baby, I'm electric, guess who's back? No more tears in my reflection now. I struck with clear intention, burned the past, kept the flame. Now I'm hotter with no shame. You took me low, now I'm sky high. You watch me break, now watch me shine. I gave you soul, you gave me scars, but I turned pain into power, into art. I'm bringing sexy back, walk wild, redefine, turn my silence into style. Now I'm prime time. I'm not your toy, I'm not your past. I'm the storm you thought would last. Yeah, I'm bringing sexy back, and it's all mine. Built from dust, now I'm divine. You had your chance, enjoy the flashback, 'cause I'm fire now, and I'm bringing sexy back. I walk through hell in heels of grace. Now every step rewrites my place. I wear my scars like runway lines, each one proof I crossed the line. You never saw the soul beneath, just tried to dim what you couldn't reach. But now I bloom with every beat. tried to end me, I became the solution. New lips, new vibes, same soul. But now